Wednesday, January 21st. We will begin the meeting at 11:31. And we will start with a roll call.
Commissioner Michelli, Commissioner Showalter,
Here.
Councilmember Mikulski,
Here.
Commissioner Hall, Commissioner Sabakatani, Commissioner Azar,
Here.
Commissioner Foster,
Here.
Commissioner Brazen.
Here. And will you just go for Sabakatani again?
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Sorry, Rachel.
Oh, good. I had to put a new license plate in the app.
Commissioner Sabakatani is here. And yes?
Through the chair, you said it's 6:31, it's 11:31.
I said the opposite, you mean? Yes. Okay, apologies. I have my school laptop again. I will try not to do that again. It was 6:31, not 11:31. Thank you. All right, so we have Commissioners Michelli and Newman. Sorry, just show up. Is Commissioner Newman on the board? So he's no longer on the board?
Yes, he sent us his formal resignation via email.
Okay, and so we have Commissioners Michelli and Hall are absent, and they were excused. They let us know that they could not make it this evening.
Motion to excuse.
Second.
As a motion by Brazen, second by Showalter. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, next we have approval of the agenda. We just have one item this evening, a public hearing in the matter of 3178 Hilton Road. There will be a chance for anyone, members of the audience that would like to speak on that prior to the public hearing. Is there any edits to our agenda for this evening?
I move to adopt the agendas printed.
Second.
Motion by Czar, second by Brazen. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, next we have approval of the minutes. Consideration of approval of the December 17th, 2025 Draft Planning Commission meeting minutes.
I move to adopt the minutes from December 17th, 2025.
Second.
Motion by Czar, second by Brazen. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Well, next we have a call to audience. We'll have the public hearing for 3178 Hilton Road next, but if anyone is here to speak on a matter other than Hilton, now would be the time. Seeing none, we can move on to the public hearing in the matter of parcel 24-2526 106-018, commonly known as 3178 Hilton Road. Consideration of approval of a PUD or planned unit development amendment and the associated site plan. We will hear from the staff as a presentation and the applicant, and then open for a public hearing. Then the commission will deliberate, and the if we make a motion this evening, it will be for recommendation for the city council, who will hear it next for final approval of the PUD. So with that, we'll hear from, looks like, our city planner, Melissa. Thank you.
Thank you. So as Chair Foster mentioned, this request is for 3178 Hilton. The Sidwell number is provided on that screen for you. It's commonly known as Life Lab Kids. That's the business. It's an educational facility for those with special needs. So the applicant is petitioning for an approval to amend that existing planned unit development agreement and associated site plan drawing set. And this proposal is to convert an existing greenhouse structure that's located on the east side of the property into a two-story classroom structure within that same building footprint. So just a few slides to give you some context as to where the property is located. It's again on the east side of Hilton Road, in between Brickley Street and Shevlin Street, just south of a veterinarian clinic. There are adjacent residences developed across an unnamed alley to the east, and some other mixed-use development, commercial structures to the west and south. As you can see, that's what the existing greenhouse does look like. And on this screen, you can see a rendering of the proposed two-story structure. Staff have reviewed the proposal. We've sent it out from an administrative standpoint to our third-party agencies, legal, engineering consultant, as well as internal departments, DPW, fire as well, building. And those comments have been provided for your consideration within the packet. Overall, staff don't see any major issues with the proposal. Again, no setback changes are being proposed within that agreement. But we are requesting some additional clarification from the petitioner tonight, specifically in regard to how the PUD agreement and the site plan drawing set relate. The existing PUD agreement, which was accepted and executed back in December of 2021, did include 25 parking spaces for the overall site, which also included one single EV parking space, and that was included as one of the benefits for the project as a PUD. And there was also some bicycle parking facilities near the main structure's entrance. So the existing PUD contained those features, but the current proposed amendment continues to maintain those features, but the associated drawing set seems to have removed those. So that's what we're looking for, is confirmation whether or not those features will remain, or if the agreement would need to be amended and, you know, considered for you all, considered by council to accept those changes. Again, referring to the setbacks, there's no changes there. We are looking for some additional confirmation that the lighting requirements for mounting heights and downward shielded features would be maintained from a zoning ordinance perspective. But overall, we are comfortable with the proposal, just again confirming that standards of the ordinance would be met and that those changes, as I previously mentioned, would not be changed. So I will hand it back over.
Thank you. And would the applicant like to come up? And Yep, please. Thank you. Welcome.
All right, thank you very much, Commissioner. So my name's Steve Shimke. I'm with Schaefer Construction. We're the design builder working with Life Lab Kids. We're in Brighton, Michigan. So I'll just give a little overview on what's behind this, and I'll let Kate talk a little bit about operationally why this is important for their center. So first of all, I think to hit Melissa's comments, we have no issue with any of the comments. Both the EV charging station and the bike parking is as is, no changes. They're not being removed. It's just an oversight on us. The EV charge is there on the plan. It's just really small. You have to zoom in, and then the bike rack's just omission. So we'll pick those up, and if should the planning commission approve it or recommend it forward, no issue attaching that as a conditional recommendation on our end. Same thing, the parking count isn't changing. So what's really driving this, and Kay will talk a little bit more about it, the greenhouse is a great feature. The reality is it's become kind of impractical for the day-to-day. It hasn't been kept up as a greenhouse. And the facility has always been tight for them. And what's happening essentially is the greenhouse is being used as overflow space. Really fortunate the Life Labs has secured a grant to specifically provide better space for their older population. So essentially the existing building kind of becomes more geared towards elementary age, whereas this new facility geared more towards adolescent and to have that little bit of separation. So there's not a staffing growth or a population growth associated with this. It's really just spreading wings and having more suitable space. So Melissa did a great job summarizing the plan in terms of compliance with setbacks, heights. Happy to answer questions about the building. Same thing on the glazing setbacks. No issue complying with the inset lighting. We'll comply with ordinance there. And then there was a comment around the height of the awning. We might be really close to the 8'6". If we have to increase that a little bit, we can. But again, no issue making that conditional on addressing all those. So I'll let Kate say a few things about I probably covered most of it, but I'll let her add a little bit. And
Thank you.
Thanks for hearing us out. I'm Kate Peterson. Do a little bit of everything at Life Lab. So really what Steve said, we are had piloted a teen and young adult program. So our population things take a little bit longer to master, and so we want to start that really young. So we're already kind of doing that in day-to-day operations. We want to make a bigger impact with our clients and make sure that they can grow with us. A big thing for our population is to make sure that you have a space that's dedicated to you and it feels like it matches where you are developmentally. So right now, the space that we have, we love it, it's perfect, it's fun. Everyone's kind of growing up and growing out. So the greenhouse would be a dedicated teen and young adult space to work on independent living skills as well as pre-vocational skills. So just more room to move around. Some of our services that are a little bit more geared towards that, like technology, music, and rec, they would leave our main building and go in there. So again, there's not a changing in staff, we're not increasing population, we're just trying to make it better for everybody and give some more space to more fun activities and workshops that we don't have right now.
Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, well, we might have some more questions for you later, but feel free to sit down. And we'll open up the public hearing. Again, this is for 3178 Hilton Road, for the consideration of approval for a planned unit development amendment and associated site plan. So anyone who wants to come up, feel free. Hi.
How's it going? Thank you for your time today. My concern with the construction, I moved to Ferndale, the city of Ferndale, in June of 2022. In September of 2022, I was approached by a project manager working on a construction project at Life Lab Kids. They informed me that I would still have access to my garage that directly backs up to the unnamed alley in the pictures. That I ran an errand. When I came back, everything was fenced in, and I lost access to my garage for 3 months. During this time, my driveway was used as storage for fencing and other construction-related materials, which I have pictures for. With that, I had to actually ask to have the fencing removed from my driveway to regain access to my property. With that, I do respect everything that Life Lab Kids works for and does, but I would like the concern addressed to not lose access to my garage, also losing access to my garage in undisclosed timing, and then finally, I don't want it used or my property used as storage as well. So,
Of course,
thank
yes. Thank you for sharing. Can you just state your name, please?
you. Joshua Smachinsky.
Thank you, Joshua. Thank you. Hi, welcome.
Hello. I may through the chair if you don't mind. I guess I'm your neighbor. I moved in October 31st. I'm also on this exact plot, and I got the notice, and I just wanted to share a very similar concern. I did not have the previous experience, but I was worried that that kind of thing would happen. This sounds like a great plan, but the problem is people do live there, and that is there are garages, mine and his are both visible. I won't say which one's which. So I share the exact same concern. The idea is not the improvement, it's the process to make it, because construction companies tend to dump their things wherever they please. I just also wanted to bring the point I think is valid of also noise and pollution during construction. I know there have been constructions throughout Ferndale, in a place I used to live, where they would do the constructions early morning, which makes sense for a lot of places, like a school, where you wouldn't want them to be doing construction during the day. But that's also when I'm trying to get ready for work, and all I'm hearing is jackhammers. I don't know if that will happen. I just want some sort of assurance or help to know that they're not going to have, for an indefinite amount of time, be waking me up every morning to the sounds of guys getting ready to work. Also, the building, while it looks very lovely in a picture, I do work because it is a 2-story building, and most of the houses around there are 1-story buildings. I just hope that they would maintain dim lights at night or no lights at night, because it would go right into my window. I just want to reemphasize that I do support the project, but yes, it's the process of building is what really concerns me the most. I think my neighbor, I guess, shares a similar concern that I also would like access to my garage and ensure that particularly that alleyway is unobstructed, because I do use that as well, because it's right behind my house. With that, I mean, I look forward to this project, but I just want some assurances. Thank you.
Thank you. Also, can you please state your name as well?
Technically, you don't have to do that on the Open Meetings Act,
Oh,
but
I'm
it's
sorry,
Chris, yeah,
you- then
it's,
don't-
no, it's fine. It's Chris Michaels. That's
Okay, I just, sorry. I mostly just like to address people, so no worries if you.
no worries. I'll be
Sorry.
back. I'll be back again. But yes, technically,
right,
you
well,
don't have to. Yeah.
We really appreciate you coming, especially on a snowy, cold night, so thank you both for sharing. It looks like do we have anyone else for this matter? Seeing none, we will close the public hearing at 11:46. 6:46, thank you. Oh my gosh. So, all right, let's just go ahead, and thankfully have the builder here, so maybe you can just address the concerns from the public hearing first, and then we'll get to the, any questions and, that we have on the commission.
Sure, I'd be happy to. So, different firm than did the project previously. I'm aware of logistically how that project went. I mean, ultimately, that entire alley got reconstructed during that was part of the scope. So, I'm sorry to hear the disruption, but I'm not also shocked given that it was, that was the scope. And here, we're not going back into the alley in terms of disrupting the alley. So it's going to be tight logistically, but we will be, we'll work with the building department, and everything will need to be confined to the site unless we have, explicit approval otherwise. So, noise, there's noise with construction. We'll do what we can in terms of hours of the day, and we'll certainly be in communication with the, that's something we always commit to when we're building in this close to quarters. So we'll have communication with neighbors. We'll make sure neighbors are up to date. But certainly we're committed to following the parameters set forth by the building department and the city. So hope it is as least disruptive as possible to the neighbors.
Appreciate that, thank you.
And should the residents have an issue with, let's say something does get blocked off, or let's say their yards are being used for storage? I know you say you won't. What avenues can the residents have? What avenues do the residents have to remedy the situation? And would they be able to talk to the building official? So if you call the building inspector, would the building office at the city of Ferndale, would they be able to remedy the situation?
Yes, they can contact the CED department, and we'll have either code enforcement, the building official, or myself out there to remedy the situation. Under what they're approved to do, if he's stating, we won't be in that alley, seems like a great guy, seems like, they're doing great work over there. I'm sure he will ask for approval from us first, and we'll be sure to notify residents, but, that doesn't seem to be the case.
Just to let them know where they should go in case they are inconvenienced.
Yep, definitely.
Thank you. And just to kind of reiterate, I'm sure you'll be using you'll need to use the alley at times. I'm not sure how the site is situated, but there's an assumption that you'll be using the alley at some point, but hopefully not blocking or doing anything like that.
Right, for access, we'll access it.
For access,
it's a little premature. We haven't gotten into a logistics plan. Again, we'll work with the building department on that.
I was just thinking it's probably hard to not use the alley for access on a tight site like that. I just wanted to make sure that we're not being unreasonable in saying that you're not going to use the alley at all,
Oh,
obviously.
we appreciate it. Yeah, the alley will be used for access. Again, this is not, there's nothing large from a staging perspective related to this project. It's mostly, small material. So it'll be more real-time deliveries, go, right into the site. And again, we certainly will have a active communication plan with the neighbors.
Especially on the alley, it might be nice to have some sort of specific kind of communication plan, so thank you. And just to another point about the lighting that was brought up, it is in the review that Melissa had mentioned, we are looking for the developer to provide us updated lighting plans. We do require that lighting is at 0-foot candles. I'm pretty sure we did just change our ordinance. It has been at 0 for residential. Sorry? I believe it is recommended 0. Yes. So they do have to show that any new lighting they're putting up will not bleed into the adjacent residential property.
And I think operationally, hours of that shouldn't be an issue at all with light labs. So.
Great. All right. And I believe that kind of answers the questions and concerns of the public. Of course, hopefully we'll keep in communication. Hopefully there are not further issues. But thank you so much. We really appreciate when people come in and let us know in advance. So we can move to the commission with any questions you might have for the applicant.
I have, looking at the exterior building materials, it wasn't a comment that was brought up by the city review, but concrete masonry unit CMU are permitted as a secondary material, not as a primary material, and the entire facade is made out of presumably load-bearing masonry with furred-out walls on the inside meet energy code. So so in the ordinance, it says that the primary materials compose 75% of the first floor facade and 50% of the upper floor facades. Is there something that if it's within a PUD that does not have to be as strictly followed?
So there is the ability for some waivers within the PUD, just because the nature of the PUD process is to allow for some flexibility. If that is the case, then they would likely need to include it within that PUD agreement as some sort of deviation. So I believe that in the PUD agreement attachment in the agenda packet includes that table of deviations, so that would need to be updated accordingly.
And one other thing that I was noticing within your packet, looking at the elevation sheet under the schedule, it is mentioning that standing seam metal roof deck is being used as the roof, but the keynotes say it's asphalt and the renderings look to be asphalt. I just want to make sure that we're planning on an asphalt roof.
Yeah, I'm sorry, we are planning asphalt for the roof to match the rest of the building. Sorry for that. If I may too, the block, so the existing building is kind of a varying degree of materials. The wing that essentially juts out towards this building is a block wing. The structure that was put up for the basketball court is block. So architecturally, we did play with a couple options, but we felt block and getting a little creative with paint is probably the most compatible, just given what's already there.
I know that the block that's on site is kind of obscured behind the existing church building. I'm assuming that's an old church. It's kind of obscured behind it, and this one's going to be more front and center. So I'm just something to consider. I'm not sure if it's a deal breaker for me, but I would want to kind of gauge what.
Did anyone else have any comments or concerns about the deviation of the block as the primary building facade material?
I don't. I think there was some variation shown in colors maybe within it, so it breaks up a monotonous surface.
It seemed to match with the character of the adjacent structures.
Yeah.
Did you have anything else, Vice Chair?
Nope, that's it.
Anyone else have any questions or concerns? If not, we have two motions, one for the PUD amendment and another for the site plan.
Well, actually, will the new building, so I noticed that are those going to be classrooms on the second floor? Or how?
I'll butcher the words, but they had living training, so there'll be a mock apartment of sorts, not a kitchen, but really just a mock living space for, again, kind of independent life training on the second floor.
Okay, so it's not gonna be like any, it was called a therapy room, I wanna make, there's not like any medical therapy or anything like that going on, right?
No, no, again, that's a type of, again, that you classified as therapy, right, in terms of, real life, training, and can come clarify, but no, it's not medical therapy in the way you're describing. Okay, you want to clarify?
Yeah, so, we are performing therapy, so we think of like occupational therapy, speech, things of that nature. So nothing that would require a doctor or nurse to be present. In this facility specifically, we're looking, again, just at those independent living skills and vocational skills. So there will be on the second floor, the mock apartment, it'll have bare bones kitchenette, so no cooking utensils, but just to kind of get comfortable and confident in that space and do daily tasks that you would do on your own if you were living on your own. The other half of the space is gonna be more of what we're calling like a rec, or like free space, so it could be used for group settings, whether those are to listen to somebody tell you about gardening or how to make a friend, or, if we do something that's a little bit more instructional, think more of like tables and chairs and just kind of like where you can gather. But there is no medical therapy happening in the space.
Okay, the reason why I ask is because there's no elevator, and the fact that it means that there's, anyone who has physical disabilities wouldn't be able to, experience
Access.
anything that happens on the second floor, but that's more of an operational thing. But I know building code, if it's a medical, if it's a medical office, you don't get that exemption of under 3,000 square feet. Other than that, then I'm good.
Through the chair, in the packet, there was a note that the fire marshal had concerns about fire suppression. Were those addressed?
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So those came up during the original pre-application meeting, and that was under old fire marshal. We're continuing to coordinate with the new fire marshal as he's taking on his position. So I believe that those items will be addressed during the building approval process.
That could be something that we add to the site plan approval if we'd like to verify. And I'm assuming when someone goes to make a motion, just to note that the comments about parking and the awning, et cetera, that Melissa added to the packet are above the motions, just for reference.
Did we need to add the clarification about roofing materials or like approving deviation from exterior materials to the findings?
I think we can, and I think maybe generally for the PUD agreement, we might want to just say reference to update based on the
The site plan, you mean?
site plan adjustments.
I'd like to make a motion that after a public was held, in the matter of 1378 Hilton Road, after a public hearing was held, as published for the state and place, the planning commission recommend the approval of the planned unit development amendment to city council based on plans received January 7th, 2026, contingent on coordination with staff to sufficiently satisfy all outstanding items as described in the staff report dated January 12th, 2026, as presented to the planning commission, and the with the clarifications that's outlined in the packet, as well as the clarification that the roofing material is in fact going to be asphalt.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second?
Thank you, Commissioner Sabakatani. Is there any comments or discussion on the motion?
Discussion on the motion, the waiver of mason, or to go to masonry, that would be in the PUD and not the site plan, right?
Correct. I think that we could add that as a friendly amendment, just to, because I don't believe that was outlined in the packet, that we would need to add that in the PUD agreement exceptions,
And-
or deviations, rather.
Accept that amendment.
Okay. And just, sorry. I lost my. I just want to verify, just sorry, go ahead.
Who seconded the motion?
Sabakatani.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep. Just because there's a little bit of ambiguity in the packet, because we're asking the applicant to clarify the parking additions, I think we should state that the applicant verified that there will be 25 spaces with an EV spot per the old plans. And that the bicycle parking remains per the previously approved plans. And that I believe then recommendation number 3 is good as it is, although we might want to add, well, this is more site plan approval, but you had mentioned in the PUD, so I just wanted to, since you had mentioned those recommendations, I wanted to clarify those. Is that what you were referring to?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So is that friendly amendment acceptable?
Yeah, that is.
Okay, and for Spakatani? Thank you. Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, we'll take a roll call.
But it's
I'll
not
just,
rec-
I'll just repeat you.
it's not
That's fine.
recording.
Showalter?
Yes.
Mikulski? Subakatani?
Yes.
Sorry. Azar?
Yes.
Foster, yes?
Yes.
Brazen, yes. Thank you. The motion for the PUD, recommend approval to the council is passed, and that will go to the council for final approval. Next, we do have a site plan approval motion in the packets.
I move in the matter of 3178 Hilton, the Planning Commission approve the site plan contingent upon the outstanding items described in the staff report dated January 12th, 2026, being sufficiently addressed.
Second.
There's a motion by Azar, second by Brazen. Would you like to mention the updates to the motion, the packet recommendations as we did on the PUD in terms of the specific bike parking, roofing, et cetera? Consistent with the PUD comment, motion?
Yes. Support.
Okay. Any further discussion?
No, sorry.
Hearing none, we'll take a roll call.
Yes.
Azar, yes. Oh, you're
Oh,
fine.
that
I just
makes-
wanted
yeah.
it to be
Oh,
recorded.
yes.
Showalter, yes.
Spakatani, yes.
Mikulski, yes.
Foster, yes, thank you. Site plan passes, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Thank you, everyone.
Like you're showing.
All right. We have no old or new or discussion items this evening, so I'll move on to administrative items. That's still not working.
Jiggle it a little bit, maybe.
Oh. Is this better? Oh, okay,
Yeah.
perfect. I need higher shoes next time, I guess. So not many administrative items. We're still very busy as usual. Did you want to mention training? Okay, so we are planning a training to be held in the February meeting, so come ready to learn about your responsibilities as commissioners. I guess please also let us know as soon as possible whether or not you're going to be attending. And then lastly, we do have some vacancies, as you guys are aware. So Commissioner Newman did resign, and I believe Commissioner Sabakatani will be headed out as well soon. And then we also want to welcome Councilmember Mikulski as her first meeting. So thank you for taking on this role. Yeah, that's it for me. If you have anything additional.
We will have CIP at the next meeting too. Did you mention that? I can't remember. You did not. Okay. So we will have CIP coming up.
Sorry, guys. Would you mind taking the conversation outside? Thanks. Sorry, my ADHD is not suited for it.
We will have the capital improvement plan before Planning Commission next month to be voted on. I believe Assistant City Manager Curzon will be there to present on that. And then we will be presenting the Planning Commission annual report as well. So,
I'm sorry, is the CIP completed and it's going to be represented on?
yes.
Okay.
I know that James is going to be here at next meeting presenting
Gotcha.
on. I don't know if it's complete. I think it's going to be
Or-
ready for you all to vote on,
Okay.
I believe.
Sorry, I couldn't remember the process timing.
Yeah. And then we will have the annual report before you all next month as well. So thank you all for submitting your trainings, but if you haven't, please get that to us so we can put that in the report. Thank you. That's it for me, though. Thanks.
Thank you. All right, moving on to commission items. I would like to welcome Councilwoman Mikulski. We appreciate you taking time to join us and serve the community with us. So,
Happy to be here. Thank you.
excited. And also to Commissioner Spacatani, I understand this might be your last meeting.
Yeah, so I will not be able to attend February. I could attend March and potentially also April, but I understand if there's a replacement candidate that comes on, then I can cede if
We would
needed.
hate
But
to replace you
yeah.
too soon.
I will be leaving actually the third Wednesday of May, so I have to get to New Jersey to fly. So that April would be like my last. Or yeah, yep, April.
Okay, so I won't say goodbye too soon. Unless
yet.
you would prefer.
Yeah.
Okay, well, good to hear. But we do have some openings, and so if you know of anyone that is interested in joining the Planning Commission, now would be a time to sign them to the city website. And if anyone's listening, and if you're listening to a Planning Commission, it might be a sign to sign up and join us in person here. On the city website, you can find a page that says join commissions. I think it's fairly easy to sign, hopefully, because I don't know more particulars than that. But yes, we look forward to getting a couple new people on our commission. Any other commission items? All right, well, with that, we will adjourn at 7:10 p.m.